Hello everyone! Today I want to talk about the bike Giant Trance 29.3. The Giant Trance 29.3 is a sprightly cross-country weapon made for mile munching and groomed single-track. It quickly runs out of travel when the going gets rough, though, and some of the spec choices of this base-level model are a bit under par. This bike gets an Alux SL grade alloy frame, a Marzocchi Bomber Z2 fork and a trunnion-mounted Fox Float DPS performance shock. As Marzocchi is owned by Fox, the fork gets the air cartridge from a Fox 34 rhythm fork to complement Marzocchi's own rail damper. The Z2 feels a little chattery over small bumps and dives through the travel on big hits. It pays to experiment with Fox volume reducers to help the fork ramp up, as simply upping the pressure to increase support costs you some low-speed compliance. It's a stiff chassis, though. The Z2 rivals the 35mm stanchion Revelation for stiffness, and beats the Fox Float 34. The drivetrain is SRAM SX Eagle, while Shimano provides the stopping with MT400, MT401 brakes. Both systems have their own niggles. The clutch on the SX mech just plain doesn't work. I could feel the reverberations of the arm swinging and clunking through my feet, off-putting at best, downright noisy at worst. On the upside, shift quality is good and the large range is great for steep inclines. I didn't have any creaking from the press-fit bottom bracket in my test time, but it's something to be aware of if you aren't a press-fit fan. The bike is underbraked. The combination of MT400 calipers and MT401 levers give a budget look. Their performance sadly matches, they're woefully powerless. The pads shift in the calipers under light braking, and even the discs are disappointing. The M6000 discs are only for use with resin pads, meaning that if you ride a lot in UK conditions you'll be replacing pads more often than your socks. The cockpit is an entirely giant affair with a nice short 40mm stem, 780mm bars, chunky giant grips and a 125mm dropper post with an underbar, shifter-style lever. The giant wheels, rims and hubs come wearing Maxxis tires, with a Minion DHF 2.3 inches on the front and a DHR2 2.3 inches at the rear. Both are set up tubeless from the off, which is great to see, but the front doesn't get the tackier 3C compound. While 2.3 inches tires might seem a little narrow, the rims are only 25mm internal, so anything wider would roll and flop under cornering. Still, this combination is totally okay for bigger mileages on a cross-country steed. Lastly, the frame is entirely internally routed, with pleasingly little rattle, and the whole lot comes together, as we've come to expect from giant bikes, at a decent weight. Without pedals, the Trance 3 is 13.8 kilograms, or just 30.4 pounds. Impressively light for a bike with this spec list, and an aspect that no doubt aids its climbing prowess. The Giant Trance 29 is in a rather niche category of 115mm cross-country bikes with some limited trail intentions. In this category it's not bad value, but there isn't much direct competition either. It's not a trail slayer. As it gets rougher and steeper it quickly feels out of its comfort zone, and when pushed it's slower and sketchier than other short travel trail bikes.